All right, so this is a Rainmaker campaign that we're literally running right now for a pressure washing company that is installing holiday lights. And we ran into some deliverability issues with their text messages. And so I was diving in to see what's wrong. And sure enough, I found some words that triggered the carriers. Now, what can happen is if you're not careful, and honestly, this can happen even when you are careful. I'll show you in a second an example, but you just have to think, try to think like the mobile carriers would think, or the email carriers as well, and try to reduce spam as much as you can, or reduce words that could trigger the spam filters, I should say. And so I actually found in email number 1 on this campaign, it has the word shoot, and so we don't want that. That is going to likely trigger some spam filters. So instead I'm going to change this to send, and this was actually in the text message as well. And so they get an SMS, excuse me, and this also was saying I'll try to shoot you both an email. And so that's something that we need to update in our workflows to not use that word. And so that takes care of that, and so it's going to help us with any deliverability issues in the future. And so if you run into something where you're noticing that your email open rate, for example, is only 20 to 30%, 30% is not terrible, but if it's like 20%, that's a huge red flag. That can mean that you just have some general email deliverability issues, or you've got some keywords that are triggering the spam filters. Likewise, if you find that not all of your text messages are being delivered, that can be a big issue, and it's likely because of some words. And I discovered this by accident with some other campaigns that we've run, or just even sending one-off messages. I'm like, why isn't it going through? And then I realized, oh, it's probably because of this certain word, and you just kind of have to play around with it. I'll show you an example here in a second. It was actually really strange in how I troubleshooted it. All right, so this is a text message from day 2 of this campaign that we're currently running, and you can see it went through just fine, and then the customer responded, and then our message didn't go through, the response. And so I was like, why didn't it go through? You know, I'm in GoHighLevel. You can come down and check and make sure that the person doesn't have text message, D&D enabled, but we just sent them a successful message, and so it's like, well, what's going on here? So we can try to resend. I checked the messaging limits to make sure we hadn't triggered that. We hadn't. We're all good there. So just try to resend a few times, and it's like, okay, it's not going through, and then it must be a keyword. So what I did was I divided up the message. So I did this first part, and that went through fine. So then I'm like, okay, it's something here, right? And you notice I took out the emoji just in case. Apparently that wasn't the problem. So we tried sending this. We're looking for homes to highlight some before and after pictures for holiday lighting. Have you thought about doing lights this year? Unsuccessful. Unsuccessful again. I changed pictures to photos. And then finally, I took out 4 homes, right? You would think like, what in the world? But apparently the word homes triggered the carriers. So it can be like totally bonkers and goofy. You never know what's going to happen. And thankfully the customer replied back, so that's awesome. So now someone with the company is going to follow up with them. But yeah, sometimes you just really have to monitor things. So that's kind of another takeaway from this whole course with the Rainmaker campaign. Like, it's all about the whole system, and it's about how well are we troubleshooting, how well are we following up, how well, how quickly are we following up when people text us or call us. And you kind of have to babysit it a little bit. But what's beautiful is you can get a ton of jobs across the finish line if you are willing to do that. And you can see all the messages that are coming through because of this Rainmaker campaign, all these potential clients right here. And so really exciting stuff. So I highly encourage you, uh, just pay really close attention. Whenever you're running the Rainmaker, get yourself ready, have some coffee ready, and just be ready to answer the phones and troubleshoot problems and fix things. And I was actually about to tell our client, hey, this lady's messages is just not going through. You need to call her and get on the phone. And so sometimes that's going to be the solution, right? So we just have to get creative. That's the fun thing about being in marketing, right? And being a business owner is crazy things happen, but we deal with it. And so I just wanted to kind of show you guys behind the curtain some things that can happen. But you just jump on the problem and figure out a solution. Don't be afraid to get on the phone with people. Don't be afraid to call them. And you can literally tell them, hey, so sorry my message wasn't going through. I just thought I'd give you a call really quick. Just be a real human, and you are going to win jobs and make so much more money that way. So hope this was helpful for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions along these lines, or if you run into any issues, post them in the community and let us know how we can help. Thanks so much.